So I got into trading 2018 and
8 years ago.
8 years ago now, and I got in through Signal Group. So there was a guy in my local area who said to me, well, actually, I saw his story. He had a Lambo at the time, and he was doing all of his members were doing £200 a day easily. So I thought, 18 years old, I just wanted to make money like we all do. I've always had a dream of being a millionaire and making money, whether that's online, business, anything. So I joined his group. I turned £350 into 5k in about a space of a month, and
just following
signals.
Same lot size, everything.
Yeah, so lot size, he tells you, do 0.05, but I thought, well, if I'm making 20 quid on 0.05, well, why don't I just do 5 lots and I can just make like triple that or even more. So I did that. I told my mum and dad, I said, look, I've turned £350 into 5k. I'm going to make loads of money. I'm going to quit my job through trading.
Yeah.
And then that was
just through signals.
Yeah. Like I always said to myself, I said, look, I'm never going to learn how to trade because how the hell am I going to make money trading? I'm not smart enough to do that. Like, I'm not educated enough. I don't have a degree in finance. I'm never going to be able to make money. So I just thought, I'll just follow signals. I'll get really rich off signals. And once I'm really rich off signals, then I'll try and learn how to trade.
Yeah.
But obviously then I lost everything. So from 5k in about a week's time, I lost it all. Just over risking, over leveraging. And so I deposited again and again and again. So probably I lost about £5,000 in a year, just losing it, redepositing, losing it, off the same signals.
Same guy.
Not the same guy. I would try other signals. I thought, well, his might not be profitable, but there might be other profitable signal groups. And again, I just kept losing it all. And I never had any like desire to learn because I thought it's going to be too hard. And then I finally started learning it. So I found ICT. And that was a eureka moment because I thought, wow, I can actually predict where price is going. So like I was using fib tools. So mark out the low to high, and the 79% level would be like a strong level to react from. And so I thought, wow, I'm actually predicting price. I'm actually making profitable trades. Maybe I can do this. And then so that carried on from 2019 to 2023. So January 2023, I actually started to make sort of consistent returns. So I would buy prop firms. So My Funded Effects was the first prop firm I looked into, and I made a payout. So I made about 4 payouts in the space of a year, and actually making a profit. And then that carried on. And then I was trying to teach my friends. So 2 of my best friends, I was like, look, you can make money trading, so I'll teach you. I'm making decent money. It's nothing crazy. It was maybe like £2,000 in a year profit, but actual profit, like where I'm not losing money.
You can't expect to go into it straight away thinking, oh, I'm going to be making 10 grand a month.
Well, no.
If you end a year and say you've earned an extra 5 grand, that's 5 grand you never had when you first started out.
Like actually making money and not losing money in the markets is like 5% of people actually do that.
Yeah.
So that was still amazing at the time.
People will say as well, oh, I've made 10 grand. Look at this payout. But have they actually made 10 grand or what they've been paid out?
Yeah.
And they've actually spent 20 grand to get that 10 grand.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like getting payouts is one thing, but how much have you spent over a year? How much has actually gone back into your bank account as profit? Because a lot of people think, oh, I've got payouts, but are you actually making a profit? Because that's what it comes down to. I mean, it's nice to share the certificates. It's nice to share on TikTok. Oh, I've made a payout.
Framed if you want as well.
yeah. You can get them framed. But so then it got to like 2024, I think, and I was participating, like I was just watching videos because I've always been in the Twitter trading space and like on TikTok just watching videos, and I was seeing that the same signal groups are still operating, which I knew they weren't profitable. There was a lot of people in the trading space who were supposedly rich from trading, but I knew that they were.
They've come from other backgrounds of life, and they've just jumped into trading to try and make some quick money.
Yeah,
you know they're not a trader.
They're basically just marketing.
Yeah.
They're good at marketing. They're not good at trading. They're good at marketing. And I knew that. And I thought, why is no one calling this out? Like, why is no one saying this guy's clearly a marketer? He's not a trader. He doesn't know how to trade. Why is no one saying anything about it? So I got angry one day. I was like, look, I've spent, 6 years in the game actually learning how to trade and actually making a profit on my own, putting all the thousands and thousands of hours in. And these guys come on here that I've never spent any time trading, and they're pretending to you that they're traders. Why is no one saying anything? So it was frustrating. And that's when I made my first video, and it got like 50,000 views. So I was like, wow, looks like everyone else.
Because no one's doing that, are they? No one's calling out these people that pretending to be traders.
Literally, no one's saying anything, and I am, and people going like, yeah, this guy's right. And then, people were like, do you have a Discord? Do you have this? Like, have you got a community? I was like, no, but I can make one.
Yeah.
So I made one, and I think that's where sort of you come in.
Yeah.
That you
literally,
you must have seen one of my videos.
How I found you was through you slamming signal groups. I think you were reviewing them at the time, and because I've been through recently, obviously getting in the signal group, knowing they're a scam, and then I see your videos exposing these scams. I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about, and I think I approached you to teach me how to trade, pretty much.
Yes.
At the time.
So I didn't actually have a group. I never made a Discord to have mentorships. I think I had 2 people before you who, again, private messaged me. They were saying, look, I like the way you trade, because I was sharing winning trades, and because I've always never been scared to share my results, because I think if you're profitable, what's the reason to not to share all your trades? Like,
exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that, And so I was sharing my trades.
Wins and losses.
Wins and losses. Yeah. As long as I'm profitable, all the trades I share doesn't matter. Like, maybe people can learn off it. So I was sharing my trades, and I think there was 2 people before you that messaged me, and then you messaged me, so like, do you teach? And I was like, I have a group of people, but it's not something I'm public about or I'm promoting.
Yeah.
And then that's where you found me, and then it went from there, didn't it?
Yeah. Basically, I was I started trading in, I think, 2023 or start of 2023. So what I done was, obviously I was researching courses. I'll tell you how I actually got into trading. I mentioned it was a signal. So my friend comes and shows me. He's like, "Oh, you need to get on this. I'm making money, but I literally just copying what this guy's doing." I was like, "Show me." He showed me profits. I was like, "Well, I'm gonna have to get involved then, ain't I?" So I deposit my money. Do you want to guess whose signal group it was?
Was it? I'm guessing it was McGarry, wasn't it?
No,
it wasn't.
The other one.
Who else is there?
HS.
It was HS.
HS Tiki Toki signal group. So that's when I first come across trading. I was inside his group, and obviously you make money and then you lose it, and that's basically what I went through.
It's short term, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like a long term way to actually make money trading.
Like, you can make money from them signals, but the longer you're in it, it's just going to drain all your money because they don't profit off you winning. But we can touch on that later. But they don't profit on you winning their trades. They profit in other ways. So I went through that, and then I was like, the same thing. I wanted to do it myself. So I done a lot of research, found some courses online, and I started on photon trading.
Yeah.
Just a guy online. He's got quite a big brand teaching how to trade. And basically, I got involved with his course, spent about a year, literally a couple hours a day, over a year. I gave it a proper good go, got to the end of it, weren't seeing any results in the live market.
But I think it taught you a lot of good things, Photon.
Photon, I always rate them because they taught me the trading etiquette. So the journaling, the making yourself like your daily habits, making sure your headspace is right before you start trading, and like going to the gym, eating healthy, journaling how you feel after you've taken a trade. As stupid as it sounds, emotions in trading are massive.
And they're unavoidable. It's just how you manage them, isn't it?
Yeah, humans don't like to lose money.
Yeah. It's fact.
Yeah, humans don't like to lose money. So when you're seeing you could have weeks where you're just constantly losing. You need to know that that is literally normal in trading.
Yeah.
And like, if you can control your emotions, you're not gonna go on a tilt and lose all the money you have.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I went through Photon, then it got round to the next year. I weren't really liking how it was going. I could say the model, I'm not going to discredit the model. I think it was profitable, but it was a bit discretionary. I didn't really like it because they were teaching me, oh, this is why. I was like, yeah, but that's how you feel at the time. How can you feel that it's going to do that?
Yeah.
So I didn't really like it. Done all the testing for it, had the results, and didn't really like it. It weren't for me because things they kept doing, they were like, you'd get to the end of the course, you'd do all your back testing, you'd be ready for the live market, you get in the live market, and then in their group, they're like, oh, we've just made a new entry model.
Yeah.
This is the new way you're going to have to do it.
It's like best
And then you got to go test it all again.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking they're just stringing you along. They want to keep the monthly subscriptions.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I've had enough of it. I've given it a year.
Yeah.
Find something else. And then that's when I came across your TikToks exposing the scammers. And
you paid me £100 at the time, didn't you?
£100 for the first month.
And then I never charged you the second month. I think it was £100, and I was like,
That's it. That started all the mentoring. I think when I first joined, it was me and one of my friends.
Yeah.
And then literally it grew to like 100 odd people.
Yeah.
That was on WhatsApp.
Yeah, it was. That was when
it
it
was
was
on
on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's basically how we met through me seeing his scamming, discrediting TikToks.
And it was quite organic because, again, I never set out to have a group. And, you know, the way I ran a group at the start, I've never run a group before. I never had the intention to do it. So I was learning on the job. You know, people was like, oh, why don't you do Sunday live sessions? So then we started doing Sunday live sessions. And what we was trading at the time was quarterly theory. And it was a good model.
It was profitable.
We
done well with it.
And the thing is why we're here now and why you're not just a student of mine is because of the values that you took from Photon, not the strategy wise, but sort of the etiquette, you know, the journaling, as you say, the back testing, the refinements. That's one of your biggest assets is how you approach trading. You know, I'm this sort of the theory, but you know, when we was doing quarterly theory, you know, you did the back testing and we were saying, look, this works, but we always had that clash because, you know, one of the aspects of quarterly theory was accumulation.
Yeah.
And we'd be like,
the amount of messages in that group chat about, is this accumulation?
Yeah.
What is this? It's a subjective theory.
And that was one of the biggest parts of the model because I'd say that's accumulation to me, but you'd go, it's not. Who's right?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's right?
You can't make it. We tried. You couldn't make it objective.
Or mechanical.
Or mechanical. You could say, oh, but if it started at this pip price and ended at this pip price, it's like if it ended like similar levels, it's accumulation. But it could literally just go up and then down.
Yeah,
it's not accumulating. Even if it starts and ends at the same price, it's just a move up and then a move down.
Yeah.
You obviously the definition of accumulation is sideways price action. What is sideways price action? Price is always moving.
You cannot define those things, and as much as you try, then you've got to test it in back testing, and it has to be objective on mechanical. Otherwise, for me, it was like, yeah, we're making profits, but can I sustain this for the next 15 to 20 years? I never felt confident in that, and so we was always searching for something that we could go. There's no debate about whether this trade that we're taking is actually something that we can continue to do so. And obviously, I got the idea. The group was, I think, so we started. I think it was January 2024.
I think it was March.
Yeah, maybe March.
I remember it was like around my birthday.
Yes, yeah. So March 2024, and
I remember it. It was my first week or my first couple of weeks. Obviously, trading and like learning off you, and I was on holiday in Iceland.
Yeah,
and I was constantly checking my phone. Has there been accumulation? Has there been manipulation? And my girlfriend's like, all you're doing is looking at trading view on your phone.
Yeah, and we would trade London and New York.
Mate, we used to look at it all day.
All the time. So you'd be on the charts all day, which again is a problem because Most people who are trying to learn trading
to
go
be
to work.
yeah. People want to learn trading to be free,
Yeah.
to be whether that's financially free, have location freedom, or just have more time in the day to do what they want. But when you're sitting at the chart for, let's say, London Open, you're like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. You're looking at the chart from then until 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, you might not be actively looking the whole day, but it's constantly in the back of your mind. Oh, I need to check. I need
Yeah.
to check. I need to check. And what's the point in that? You might as well just work a full-time job
Yeah,
at that point.
it's a good point because some strategies where a trade can happen anytime between 8 in the morning till 5 at night.
You got a lot more chance of
you're
missing it as well.
yeah,
And if that's your edge, it's from 7 in the morning till 5 at night. If that's your edge, and you have something come up, or you forget, or
Yeah.
you're doing, 'cause it's hard to stay engaged on the charts for the whole day and
It's tiring.
make sure that you're bang on with your trade.
Yeah.
Like, you could miss a trade, and then it messes with your edge. And I just
I mean, it's difficult because we trade from 3 p.m. till 4:45 p.m. and that 1 hour and 45 window, the amount of chart time that we actually have is 20 to 30 minutes at most, where you're
Yeah.
actually locked into the charts, and we know at 3 p.m. whether there is a trade or not.
Yeah.
Or same at 4 p.m. So we could, you know, 15 minutes before 3 p.m. we check the charts. At 3 p.m. we know, is there any pairs? No, there isn't. So we go back at 4. And I think while our returns are very good, we also actually have probably on the time return that we actually put into trading.
It's the best.
It's one of the highest.
It's the best out there. You can't find me another person within the trading space which has a specific window where they trade and are profitable.
Yeah.
You have all
I don't think
the IFVG
yeah.
guys trading. I don't know what time they trade, but they trade New York Open, and they're looking for FVG to be inverted.
Yeah.
But yeah, we know that's a load of rubbish anyway.
And they're fully locked into the charts.
They're watching 1 minute chart.
Yeah.
It's basically gambling.
Yeah, it is. There's actually, and that's, I mean, so if we go back to actually, it was about maybe May 2025 that I think we had a sort of a worse return for quarterly theory, and
I don't think it was a worse return. I think it was.
I don't think we had any trades for a long time.
Yeah, I think it was like pushing 5 weeks without a trade.
Yeah.
Even a loss, like no losses. And at the time, we were just trading
two pairs, EU,
weren't we?
GU, weren't we? Yeah. And then I think we got the idea from one of the members. So why don't you trade all 28 forex pairs? And I thought, well, if quarterly theory works on EU and GU, why wouldn't it work on all the pairs? Like, surely, why would a strategy only work on certain pairs? To me, that doesn't really make sense.
You can't just master a pair. If price moves on everything, you can trade it.
Well, that's my theory. Like, why would a strategy only want to work on one pair? Because are we saying it's an algorithm or not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So then we put all the pairs in, and that gave us more. But then again, the problem was still it's discretionary. It's subjective.
And the problem with quarterly theory, with that many pairs, you're obviously trading at the same time, but going through 20 odd pairs looking for accumulation.
Yeah,
it's just hard work.
Yeah, and then so I got an idea. I think it was July 25, where I was in the car and I had this theory of, because we was trading sort of the 4-hour range model, which was something that we've been playing with, and I thought, well, why don't we put the two together, quarterly theory, the 4-hour range model. And then you was quite skeptical at the time, which I really like, and obviously because I'm the mentor, you've paid me to teach you, but you never took my advice for gospel. So I would say, I think we should trade this model called QCS, 4-hour range model, quarterly theory mixed together. And you was like, well, I'm actually going to test it because you could be chatting waffle. I could be, even though I'm your mentor, doesn't mean that I'm always right. And then you tested it, so you spent I don't know how
I've
much.
spent
How much have you spent?
I've spent days of my life on FX replay.
Yeah,
They should give me an affiliate code or something.
yeah,
But I actually don't have a membership with them anymore because my back testing is done.
yeah.
We
It's
don't need to
done.
back test no more. But yeah, I spent days, probably weeks of my life back testing, obviously our model now,
Yeah,
which obviously is worth it.
yeah. I mean, non-stop because again, I had a theory. You tested it, and that theory was to be correct. But we could have been testing it. We could have been trading it blind.
Yeah.
You could have
And
just
that's
went.
what a lot of people do.
And a lot of people do. They don't have any data, but data is only good if the strategy is mechanical. Because what is the point of collecting data on a discretionary strategy?
Yeah. There's no point in collecting. You can't collect data on a discretionary model because the variables you put in to track, they need to be variables which you can compare things. If you have a variable that's like, oh, I was feeling bullish for the day,
Yeah,
like, oh, my bias is bullish. How do you work that out? Oh, because price has moved this far up. It's not something you can track, and
yeah,
you can't be 100% on. But things like concepts like fair value gaps is it's a objective concept. Things like a high and a low, they're objective concepts
yeah.
because they're there on the chart. And FVG is the distance between two wicks of a candle.
Mm.
You've either got that gap or you haven't. So that's
It's concepts that no one can argue about. Highs and lows.
yeah,
You know, as long as you're using the same broker, the highs and lows are the same for everybody. If we
yeah,
candle close above, if we candle close below, if we sweep or we don't sweep, those are things that are completely objective and no one can ever argue about. And you know, we take the same trades. All of us, we take the same trades, and not because of any signals. Is because if you've learned the model and the rules of it, there is no other option but to take the same trade. So me and you could not have contact with each other for a week, and at the end of the week would go, well, yeah, we've took the same trades.
yeah,
Why? Because it's mechanical and objective.
exactly.
You know, people will say, oh, I've got a mechanical strategy, but everyone else is taking different trades. So how is that possible?
Mechanical is just a new buzzword, isn't it?
It is. It
That
is.
you brought to the scene,
Yeah.
and everyone's just piggyback on it.
Yeah, because it's good because
Yeah,
you know you can't dispute the advantages of trading mechanical. You know, everyone takes the same trade. You can get data on it, so you know it's profitable. You can prove that it has an edge, so you've got no psychology issues about taking the trades because it's completely mechanical. It is unsatisfying, and that's why people struggle with losses when they trade a discretionary strategy. They struggle with losses because they don't know, is it luck? You know, on the back test, one day they could have a different bias or they could take different trades.
that's literally how when I was with Photon, because obviously it was a discretionary model. Like in my back tests, I was obviously getting good results, but then when it came to the live market, I was trying to apply the same thing I was doing in my back testing, but it's impossible to replicate the live market in a back test when you're being discretional, because you could, like, when you wake up one day you could be feeling totally different to when you back tested.
Yeah.
And it's not just concepts on the market, things going on in your mind as well, because you're discretionary. It's not black and white. It's not like, oh, yeah, there's a trade. You're talking yourself into taking a trade most of the time,
Yeah.
because you want to trade. People just want to trade. People if you said to someone, oh, I take 3 trades a month but I'm profitable, or you said to them, oh, I trade every day and I'm profitable, they'd rather you take the trade every day
Yeah.
and be profitable, even if the returns were lower from trading every day compared to trading 3 days in the month.
Yeah, it's chasing that dopamine because you think the more I'm in the market, the more I make money. And it's funny because we could have the same exact rules and we could take different trades, and and that's the scary thing, is because you never actually know if you're going to be profitable. I mean, when we released QCS, we released it with 300 trades and 300 trades of mechanical data backed strategy. We could prove it's profitable. I mean, we released 2024 data and 2023 data when the model was released in January 2025. And we proved that the edge was profitable. And then we got to mid-January and I think we was -7 down.
-7 down.
We was -7 down, and everyone thought, well, QCS must be a scam because
Yeah,
how could you lose 7 trades in a row if the strategy's profitable?
but when you look at it over, rather than looking at them 7 individual trades, even if you just looked at it over January, we still ended January
We landed in
in
profit.
profit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
went from -7%. Let's say you risk 1%,
yeah.
go from -7% down. I don't know exact numbers, but it was probably at least 5.
It was at least, I think it was 6, around 6. I
So you
can't
go
remember
from
it.
7% down to 6% up in that space of time, because we know with the losses, it's normal. It's probability. Like
Yeah,
if our model's got a 60% win rate, it's like flipping a coin. If you flip a coin 10 times, you could hit heads 10 times out of 10,
yeah.
or you could hit it 6 and 4. It's not ever going to be, oh yeah, I'm going to hit it 6 and then 4. It'll be heads, tails, 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 heads, tails, tails, heads, heads, heads. That's like wins and losses.
Yeah,
It just comes at random.
it's a random distribution, and when we hit, I think it was 7 losses in a row.
We've done it a few times.
We've done it a few times. We've done it a few times, and the backlash that we got online about, well, you've lost 7 in a row. It must be a scam. It must not be profitable. You must be lying. You're not profitable. You're like crazy people who thought that we couldn't trade, but statistically, with a 60% win rate, even a 65% win rate, if you trade enough, you will lose 8. You will even lose 9 or even
Yeah.
10 trades in a row.
100%.
So, and I made a video about this today. It's like you've either not traded for long enough or you're lying to yourself about losses, because we log every single trade that we lose. One of the things that discretionary traders will do is they will take a loss, but they'll tell themselves, "Oh, I didn't follow my rules, so I'm not going to log that trade. It don't count."
Do you see on X the other day?
Yeah,
Was
that was
communicating with someone.
hilarious.
He's like, I don't bother journaling my losing trades. I only journal the winners or something like
Yeah,
that.
I don't learn anything off my losing trades.
So I don't bother journaling them.
Yeah.
What's the point? So you've never basically if we ask for your backtest results, you've never lost a trade.
Yeah, it'd be all winning. But at the same time, you've not made any money because you're taking losing trades. So people lie to themselves, and we don't. One of the things that we don't have the luxury of is hiding our results, because we've shared every single trade that we've taken since. I mean, I shared trades even in the old mentorship since about August 2024. Every trade I take, I shared, look, guys, I'm entering this entry, stop loss, take profit. And I've done that for a long amount of time. And for the last 13 months, we've done a 96.6 return, which again, people don't believe. They'll believe when we lose 8 trades in a row, and I go on TikTok and go, I've lost 8 trades in a row. I'm going to make it back. And I always do. But when I tell people I've made a positive return, they'll go, oh, well, you must be lying to your results. Well, we share every trade we take. So unless I'm manipulating a bunch of people and I'm somehow editing my results, when people, then I'm either profitable or I'm not. You can either believe my losses and my wins, or you don't believe me at all. So I don't have a problem with sharing my trades, because if I'm truly profitable, if my strategy is profitable and it's mechanical and objective, then why would I not share my trades to prove? Because
that's the only way you can prove you're a profitable trader, is by sharing your results. And I don't mean sharing a prop firm payout certificate, because that doesn't make you profitable or prove that your strategy works. But I mean track record, where you enter, where you exit. If you haven't got a record like that, then you can't prove anything.
And how can you sell a course or a strategy if you have no data, you don't share your trades that are profitable? If you're gonna buy a course off me, or a trading strategy that,
my first question would be, I would go through, what was your, like, obviously what's your return? I'd say, what's your win rate? What's your max losses in a row? What's your longest time without a trade? What's your longest time without a win?
simple
and
stuff.
If people say, I don't know, don't have that. How are you telling me that you can trade if you don't know a simple thing like what's your max loss streak, or what's your longest time you've gone without a trade, or what's your best performing pair?
Yeah, it's wild how. But again, so how do people sell these courses? How do you get people to? Because a lot of these people that trade in course customers are lads from the age of 18 to 25 who work hard day to day. They work a 9 to 5. They save up money. They're trying to get out of the system. They're trying to have this sort of trader lifestyle, the location freedom, the time freedom, making money outside of the 9 to 5, and they're making trading gurus rich. They're genuinely paying for their life, and what would you tell them? You know, how do you test if your mentor is worth spending money on? Like, because I could show a lifestyle. I have a nice car, I have a nice house, I live a good life, but I don't show that because what does it prove? Even if I'm rich,
You don't need to sell a course.
no,
You don't need to sell a
No.
course, and we don't sell a course
No, we
because
don't.
we're profitable traders, and the only way you can trade like us is you can see our results and you can take of that of what you will.
Yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
much.
you can follow the trade, but I mean, I could say I'm profitable because I have a nice car and nice
Yeah.
house. That could be from courses. So why would you buy my course?
Most of it is all the TikTok guru lifestyle traders. All of their money is from prop firm affiliates or money from courses.
Mm,
Like, why would you pay someone 2-3 grand for a course, and there's people in there paying that, and how much money they're making from courses, and where do you think their money's coming from?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's difficult because, especially with prop firms now, I could show a payout. I could show, let's say I show a 2 grand payout. That looks good. That means I've made money from the markets. But what if I've spent 5 grand on evaluation to get that payout? Does that make me a profitable trader or not? Well, it doesn't.
It
Does
doesn't. No.
it? You're actually unprofitable. You've got a certificate. That's
Shows you've made
2 grand.
made some money, but
You spent 5 grand to do that.
doesn't show your outgoings. It just shows some ingoings.
It shows. Yeah. So it's like showing.
It's like showing your bank statement just for your ins.
Yeah.
But you've never paid any bills.
Yeah,
You've never
true.
paid nothing. Nothing's
Yeah.
ever come out. You've just only going in. That's what a prop firm
Yeah.
certificate is most of the time.
And I can use that certificate and go, well, look, I made a 2 grand payout. I'll show you how to trade profitably, even though I'm not profitable.
Yeah.
So, and that's most of the industry. And we show a track record. We show that we can make money in the markets, and
We're against all of the scammers out there.
yeah. And where I'm known as a hater.
Yeah.
Because I show a track record. I've shared all my trades for 13 months. I've shown profitability. We don't really teach. We don't teach the strategy, do we?
No.
We don't.
We want to protect our edge.
Exactly.
Whereas your next trading guru is giving out his edge in a 10-second TikTok video to try and get you to buy their course. But if you were truly profitable and you were happy with the returns you can make from what you've found in the markets, why would you want to sell it for like a couple £100?
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't, would you?
Exactly.
Because, there's always that. If you got a profitable and true edge, you wouldn't want to sell it because, if enough people get on that and go, wow, this is profitable, then potentially that edge could go away. And the way you've made money, supposedly, goes away.
Yeah. Well,
So
basically, by selling people your edge, you're basically affecting your returns in the long run, if that's what you want to do.
yeah.
And I'm guessing everyone who trades wants to do it as long as they can.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you are it's a lot easier to make money selling courses and a lot easier to make money off prop firms evaluations. And prop firms is another thing that are quite interesting that I think we should talk about because the setup in a way, I mean, you know how it is trading in it to actually have a profitable return is very, very, very hard. It's not something that a majority of people will get. And our returns are based on trading with no rules. So.
Yeah, which trading, why should you trade with rules?
Well,
Why-
because
that's the norm now. Everyone's thinking about prop firm rules, but when really back in the day, before obviously me and you were even born, people were trading. There's no such thing as prop firms. They had their own capital and they were making money from their own capital and building up their accounts. no rules, nothing. But now people want to trade prop firms. You've got to deal with all these rules.
But people will say, oh, but you can make a better return on investment with prop firms. Would you agree?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree either.
Maybe in the really short term,
Yeah.
you could fluke yourself a 100k challenge and get a 3% payout. After the split, you're making 2.5 grand. But a 5 grand.
But that's if you're a really good trader.
Yeah,
also.
that's taking the fact that you're a good trader and you can pass an account.
Yeah, because you got max 8% drawdown. So
if you're a good trader, I don't know why you'd touch prop firms. Because you can risk more on your live account. There's no drawdown limit. There's no max loss limit where your account gets taken off you. You can trade news. I mean, you can trade whenever you like. You're not going to get, and you can take the money out whenever you want.
You don't get a payout rejected.
You don't have to go through a risk interview.
Yeah,
to get your money.
You can make 20R, which if you made 20R on prop firms, you'll get maybe a 5% payout. So you've got to invest. I mean, that's if you pass first time as well.
Yeah.
You're not likely going to pass your first account. You're probably going to pass your fifth. So most people would probably on average. I wonder what the average spend is on prop firms. What would you say? Like people are spending at least 2.5 grand before they get a payout, maybe more.
Well, we know people that have spent tens of thousands.
I know someone
on prop firms and they still haven't got a payout.
I know someone,
or they've got 1 or 2 payouts, but it doesn't touch anywhere near what they've spent.
Yeah, I know someone who used my Apex affiliate code when I had one back in the day. He made me about £500, and I was getting. I think
spamming accounts.
He was just spamming accounts. He would buy I actually don't know how much he spent, but he must have bought at least 400 accounts on Apex at $50. So, and now he runs a trading group, which is funny.
Really?
Yeah. And he was spending. He must have, like I say, about at least maybe 300 accounts, and he must have spent 15k on prop firms, and he definitely made an investment. But let's say he put that 15 grand into a live account, or let's not even go that high because
mate, we've done the numbers. We know the numbers. If you start on a 2 grand account, and this is based off our returns. I don't know what anyone's returns out there are, but obviously we've got our returns tracked for the say 2025. I haven't got the numbers with me, but I know what you can end up with. So if you started 2 grand live account at the start of say 2025 and you compounded it with our average returns, which is I think about 8R a month.
Yeah.
And obviously we on a live account we can risk what we want. So we risk around 3% a trade. So that's a 24% gain monthly on average. If you compound 2 grand 24% every month and you keep compounding it, within 5 years you'll have millions.
That's true, and that's a lot better than a prop firm because that money's not lost. We trade with IC Markets, one of the most reputable, one of the biggest brokers in the world, one of the brokers with the best spreads, the best conditions, no withdrawal. You'll never see a bad review about IC Markets. You can withdraw your money whenever you want, no questions asked. You don't have to have a risk interview. There's no rules. It's totally better trading conditions, and you can make better returns. So I question these people. IC Markets make money whenever you trade. They charge commissions, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's free in this world. They've got to charge something to stay profitable and stay afloat. Prop firms can decide discretionary. Again, we'll come back to the discretion point. They can deny you payout whenever they want. They can interpret the rules however they want. And so people say, it's a return on investment. But if you actually look into it, the return on investment on live account is a lot better. And, as soon as you pay that 500 quid for a 100k account, that money's gone.
Yeah.
There is no actual guarantee that you'll get that money back. With a live account, you can withdraw. It's regulated. You can withdraw that money whenever you want. It's not a loss. It's just an investment that you can keep growing if you're profitable.
Yeah, with a prop firm account, you get a 100k account, you get a 10% limit. You lose that 10%, your 500 quid's gone. If you even if you had a live account, you lose 10% and you wanted out, you could just withdraw the rest of your money.
Yeah, and you'd be down.
You haven't lost it.
You're not down 100%. You're down
10%.
10%.
Yeah.
So why would you not? And the thing is, you can keep trading. So you might have lost 10%, but if you know your data, you're profitably, your strategy is profitable, you can just keep trading, make that money back potentially. And it's a no-brainer to me. I don't see why people are so hooked on prop firms.
Prop firms, I'll give you an experience I had with ACG. So obviously I've traded prop firms. We all have. We've all tried it. We all think it was good, but we've obviously came to realization in the last year or so that it's just not worth it. But when I was trading ACG, and obviously I was being profitable, I was making regular payouts on a few of my accounts. And then what do? They give me a risk limit, which meant that I could only ever risk 1% of my entire balance on all my accounts at any one time. If I ever risked over 1% at any one time, then I'd have my accounts taken away. So if you're trading and you've got two setups at once, you can only enter one. Or you've either got to de-risk so much.
You've got to change your strategy,
yeah,
realistically.
Yeah. It's just stupid. So they basically, for doing well, they slapped me into a risk category. So I basically couldn't do so well. And then that's pretty much from that day, that's when I gave up with prop firms.
Yeah, and rightly so. I mean, and it's a funny thing because, I mean, prop firms, they're promoted by influencers, and I've never made, apart from the 500 quid I made from Apex promoting prop firm from that one guy who just kept gambling it, because that's what it really is. It's just gambling.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people
on news events.
It's just gambling on news events, hoping to pass. If I don't pass, I'll just buy another one. But besides the point, who promotes prop firms? You know, influencers. You can make a lot of money. You know, prop firms will work with influencers. I've been offered these deals which you don't even have to trade. They'll give you a live funded account. You have to pass evaluation. They'll pay you monthly.
And they'll use that to say, oh yeah, look, I'm profitable, I've passed this account. But they've been given
They've been given these accounts.
They've been given an account with spreads that are so good that no one will ever have them spreads trading that prop firm.
Yeah.
And then they can make money from it.
And it's funny, yeah, because they'll give you they'll either give you an already funded account where you don't have to pass evaluation, or any people that use your code, they can give you a certificate which looks like you've made money from the prop firm, and realistically you haven't. It's from affiliate codes, and you can go, look, I've made a payout. You know, so I'm a profitable trader.
So basically what you're saying is they're promoting to use their affiliate code, and all the money they're making from the affiliate scheme by getting people to buy accounts, that prop firm gives that person their money for their affiliate references in the form of a payout certificate, which makes it look like they've traded to get that amount. Which makes them look
like they're profitable. And then they'll sell a strategy.
And they'll say, oh, I've got this payout certificate, look how much I've made.
Yeah.
By the way, it's not actually from trading.
It's not from trading.
I've just been given it, but it is from trading.
And I can teach you trading if you want.
Yeah.
Which is wild. And they'll have these groups. And I know it may seem like we're quite negative, but people waste a lot of time and money. So like if you had to, we're quite experienced, I think, in the schemes, and we're not afraid to sort of show how bad, because trading is very hard to make money. It's very hard to be profitable. And everyone makes it seem like it's very easy, and people will waste time and money to become profitable and realize it's not possible. But if you are to give some advice to traders who are new, who understand that prop firms are probably not the way to go, who understands that buying courses is probably not the way to go, what advice would you give them on how to actually get profitable? And is it actually possible to be profitable?
It is 100% possible to be profitable. You need to strip it down to basics with your model. You want to make it as mechanical and objective as you can. So if I see X, Y happen, I enter. If I see A, B happen, I enter. No discretionary bullshit. Just strip it back down to basics. And you want to test the living daylight out of your strategy. You want to get 3 to 4 years of data or 400 trades collected, and you want to see if it's profitable over that amount of time. And then once you can see that it's profitable over that amount of time, you're not going to go anywhere near prop firms. You're going to open a live account, preferably with IC markets because they do have the best spreads.
Yeah, well, you want the best conditions.
You want the best conditions, and out of all of the brokers I've used Oanda, I've used FXCM, I've used a lot. IC markets have the best spreads, so you want to position yourself the best you can, and then you want to start a live account. You could start with £100, you could start with £1,000, you could start with £5,000. It's up to you. But the most important thing is to every month, instead of the money you'd be spending on buying prop firm challenge after prop firm challenge,
and limiting yourself,
and limiting yourself, just put in an extra £100 into your live account every month, or an extra £200, and you can compound it by your initial deposits, additional deposits, and you compound it by trading your strategy on it. And you don't need to go anywhere near prop firms. We've had so many people come to us and say, "Oh, just trading my live account, so much less stressful.
Yeah.
I feel, obviously they're going to feel emotions, but they say they feel less emotions because they're not worried that a trade's going to put them in drawdown and put them ever so closer to blowing the account."
Yeah.
Because you're not going to blow your personal account. And if you do blow your personal account, you don't have a trading strategy, you're a gambler.
Yeah, that's true. Because to actually blur
100% of your money, that
is difficult to do. You'd have to lose how many trades in a row? Maybe like 30 in a row.
If you're risking 3%, it'll be like, obviously, because 33.
Yeah, it would be
it'll be 30 to 40 trades in a row. And
if you're losing 30 to 40 trades in a row,
trading's not for you.
Yeah, that's one thing. But your strategy is not profitable.
Yeah.
If you're losing that many in a row.
Yeah. So find a strategy that, even if you have a max loss streak of 10, 11, if you're still ending the year profitable by a good amount, and I'm not talking like 20R, even though 20R in a year is a good return, but if you take into consideration commissions, you might miss a trade here or there.
Yeah.
20R is not what you want to be aiming for. If you can get like 30 to 40 to 50R.
Yeah, I would say 50R. If you can actually find 50R in the markets
when you're
over
risking
3 to 4 years.
If you're risking 3%, that's technically 150R. You can miss some trades. You can get mugged off by going one pip away from take profit and then not hitting. You can basically take all of these things and still get a good return.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got commissions, you got spreads, but I think that's a good rule for new traders is 50R. If you can find that, if you can backtest that in a sort of a repeatable, it doesn't have to be 100% mechanical, it doesn't have to be 100% objective, but if you can get as close to that, and I think the problem is a lot of traders want to find that shortcut to profitability, and the shortcut.
There's no shortcut. You've got to put in the hours of backtesting. You've got to have a strategy which has some theory behind it. You can't just find someone else's strategy and basically copy it.
Because if you do and it's cheap, then it probably won't work. And I always say that trading is not a side hustle. It's not a side hustle. It's not like something you can do on the side and spend 20 minutes a day. It's something that, if you go to work, you come home from work, you put 2 to 3 hours in. I would spend minimum 3 to 4 hours every single day on the charts, learning, watching free content. The worst content I learned was when I paid for courses, when I paid for groups.
They'll just feed you waffle.
To keep you, as you said,
to make you think that you're, to make you think that you're learning.
Yeah,
they'll give you hundreds of videos.
Yeah,
when trading, it's simple. If you strip it back, it's simple. If you know your model and you know what you're looking for, it's simple. Like now, the only work we do on our model and trading is taking the trades, and then at the end of the year or quarterly, we may have a look at all of our data and see if something needs to be changed. But because we put in the groundworks of the years and years of testing, the live environment trading, we now have we don't have to do that anymore. So if you put the time in to begin with, you'll thank yourself for it later.
No, it's actually not a lot of work that we do. I mean, we trade from 2:50 p.m. till 4:45.
Yeah.
Actual chart times maybe 20 to 30 minutes a day. We don't, we obviously collect the data, we journal our trades, but there's actually not a lot of work to do now, and the returns are good. But I would sit on the charts for hours a day, and I would just watch price move, and that's where you develop that edge, not through other people's courses. Because again, another thing is that people will tell you this trade failed because of this, or
Yeah.
this is a winning trade because of this. Do you know how the markets operate?
No.
I don't.
No.
I have
no
no
one
idea.
knows why that trade failed. It failed because for that specific example, it just failed. It's probability. It's either going to work or it's not. There's no reason really why, unless obviously Trump's tweeted.
Yeah, and again, which way it goes up or down, no one knows
Yeah.
why. No one knows why the markets move. You got the ICT theory that it's on an algorithm and it's liquidity, but how do we know that? We don't, do
We
we?
don't know.
We don't know anything about why the markets move. Everyone's got their own theories. What matters is probabilities.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Trading is literally a game of probabilities. You want to find something in the market that repeats itself at regular intervals that you can take advantage of. If it's profitable at the end of the year, great. Then you execute it in the live market and you make money from it. If it's not profitable, then you look for something else.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people, and I get it because it's difficult. And today's world with there's so much pressure on young men to make money, and a lot of men, especially young men, especially women as well, they want to make money, but I think how much people want to make money quickly is actually hurts them in the long term. Because I've been trading 8 years, which people say, oh, well, it took you 5 years to become profitable. It's a long time, yeah, but I think it's worth that time because you need to mature and you need that chart time. I think people expect to become profitable in 3 months.
And the definition of profitable is not, oh, I've had a few good months. It's consistently like
years.
You've
Years.
had, like, you can't call yourself profitable after 3 or 4 months. If you need to have at least a year of consistent profitability to say that you're a profitable trader, because you could have 2 good months, quit your job. Oh, I'm a trader.
Yeah.
Then
yeah.
what?
It's a good point.
You've got to be able to experience the bad periods, haven't you?
It is. I mean, people say, "Oh, trading's not that hard. I'm profitable after 2 months." You've had 2 good months. You're not profitable. If you can extract money from the markets for years, and that's one of the things that people struggle with is, they'll think, "Oh my God, I've had good 6 months," and then they're not profitable for a month. And we've had unprofitable months. We had one in May 2025.
I think out of the last 38 months, 36 were profitable.
Yeah.
And we had 2 losing months.
Yeah.
Which is normal, by the way.
Which is completely fine, because the issue is you have that losing month and you quit.
If you look at the S&P 500, all the big funds in the world, they're not constantly getting monthly gains that are positive. They're having losing months. They've had losing years. But if you look at the overall trajectory of where the S&P and the market's going, it's up, and that's how you want your trading to be. You can have you have the peaks and troughs in there, but it's generally trending upwards.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. I mean, we have had a 96.6 hour return, and I keep going back to that because I'm very proud of that return, and I'm sure you are, like, that we can actually share
track record.
It's all
we have
there.
a track record. If you want to go and look at every single trade that we've taken in the last 13 months with a limit sent out, not a market execution, a limit, so where you enter, where you exit, and 1 stop loss, all called beforehand. We have the proof.
We have the proof, and I'm very proud of that, and that's why I keep going on about that, because I've not seen anyone in the industry who has done that. And people, again, as I said before, they'll doubt that, but we've done it. You can check it out for yourself. We don't sell our edge. We try and warn new traders and traders who have been in the industry for a long time about some things they need to watch out for, and that doesn't come from a thing of, oh, come to my group and I'll sell you my course, because
we have nothing to sell. You can take our signals if you want, but
for free.
For free.
free.
We take our profitable signals for free if you want. we don't care if you do.
On the best broker in the world
Yeah.
as well. That's the funny thing. It's not some dodgy offshore. Because look, I've documented all these trading scams for 2 years. I've said, look, this broker's dodgy because their office is a KFC in
Yeah.
in some offshore island. So we're working with one of the biggest brokers in the world. IC Markets, the best conditions. We have a track record. We share the signals for free, and I'm just trying to warn people that you can make money, and yes, we're benefiting from what we do, but we have nothing to hide, and that's why we're quite vocal about how people are making other people rich, essentially,
Yeah.
who are taking advantage of uneducated traders. Not that these people are uneducated in life; they just don't have the trading experience.
Yeah. So I would say for a new trader, if you're looking, because obviously mentoring is good. Like, it is good to speak to someone daily. It is good to kind of
The community,
it's community.
we have a great community. We have
Yeah.
good people. I think that is important to be in a good community with trading, because it was very lonely for me for a long time.
Yeah. But I would say just watch out for people in the industry that don't show their results. They don't have a track record. And I would look out for people that constantly promote prop firms with their affiliate code.
Tell you to buy a prop firm account every week.
Tell you that you need to buy a prop firm account every Monday using their affiliate code to be successful. And if you don't buy them every Monday or every week, then you're not going to be successful. But all they're doing is they're manipulating you into using their code, because you're thinking, oh, this guy's making so much money from prop firms. I need to do what he says. I need to keep buying them, and eventually I'll get a payout. Number one, yes, you may eventually get a payout, but how much are you going to spend buying these prop firms weekly? You won't. I don't think you'll keep track of the money that you've spent on it, because once you buy it, it's gone. Unless you've got a finance spreadsheet and you're doing this stuff properly, you're going to be spending way more on prop firms than what you're going to get paid out. And the person that's promoting these prop firms is just profiting from you blowing the accounts and then buying another one and getting paid out in a payout certificate for their affiliate.
And what you're saying is absolutely spot on. And what we do is we tell people the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts, but I'd rather be honest with someone, because what are you trading for? Because when I started trading, I started trading to make money, not to be in a community. Obviously, it's nice to be in a community with like-minded individuals, people who are trying to improve each other. That's huge, because life's not all about money, of course. But we started trading not to make friends. We started trading to make money. So I'd rather tell you how it is, and I'd rather make you make money.
Because everyone will learn the hard way.
Yeah, but it just takes time.
Yeah.
And how much are you going to waste, and how much time are you going to waste? I'm very honest with my community. We always, we do the Sunday live sessions. We tell it how it is. I think that's more important than me making you feel good and string you along, because it's, what are you in the game for?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else to add? I think we've covered everything.
Nothing much to add, other than if you want to obviously see us do another podcast, let us know.
I think that was really good. I think there's a lot more we could talk about. But
yeah, we could go for hours. We're only stopping now because our time's up in the studio. But
yeah, I think another episode will be good. And
if anyone has any questions, comments, let us know.
Maybe we could talk about strategy more next time. Because we talked about the industry now and about QCS and what we are, what we do. But I think it'll be interesting to talk about strategy, maybe how people can craft their own strategy, and go into the data, the backtesting, because in the background, we've actually spent a lot of time. I mean, I was looking through our Discord chat, and there's about 10,000 messages between us just talking about strategy and how we craft
I probably message you more than I message my girlfriend.
Yeah, me too. Like, we've chatted. Obviously, this is the first time we've met, but we feel like we've known each other for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Because, like, QCS, I know obviously the results.
We just love trading.
We genuinely just love trading, and we genuinely love the strategy aspect of it. And what we've crafted, I think, is a one-in-a-lifetime strategy
100%.
that genuinely is so accurate, so precise, so easy to trade. And I'm really proud of it, because if I got into when I started to get into trading, if I knew that I would create something like this with you, then I'd be, I'd think, wow, that's the dream, because
Yeah.
I think it's genuinely one of the best
Yeah.
strategies out there, and it proves it to be.
I'm buzzing with it.
I am.
Every time it gets to 3 p.m.
Yeah,
just jump on the charts.
yeah, it's the best time of the day,
Yeah.
isn't it?